All right, let me show you guys my custom IDE, okay? So this is my little home lab, you see my little logo? Look at my little logo. Ain't that nice? I made that myself. Anyway, so I can see what projects I'm working on, like my mission board, you know? Uh, I keep track of everything in that regard. Um, like the session time, um, how long when I'm online, as you can see right there. Like I publish everything to my Obsidian so I can like keep track of the like not just the projects but like even pattern tracking on like my work styles and everything in between. Um any sort of research or wrong turns we made, it's tracked and it does it automatically. It just pushes it. Um I keep track of everything on my servers, makes it there online. So here's my lab, right? This is my prized possession. Uh, so I got obviously like area from just like general compute. I can always describe everything, and I have like agents, like AI agents that's gonna do the work. And I got like a lot of uh, custom like frameworks that make it work. This is my geometric compiler. Uh, Basically, like it's an invariant compiler, and so I can take any sort of logical structure and make sure it's coherent by checking it by turning it into like a topological structure. So I got algebraic structure, I got topological space covered. I can graph it. Um, any sort of dynamic system can be checked here and then interpret it with AI if I want to. I made my own quantum simulator. It's based on like, um, because you can derive the same simulated behavior of quantum material without needing a quantum computer. If you like sort of understand it from like a first principles basis how it works. And they're all the gates are applied. There's presets for superposition or the Bell state, like anything you would want, and it's coherent and like I can check them in any kind of way I want to. And it would I can simulate all kinds of behavior. I even have a render aspects here. I can for all kinds of stuff. I have a constellation for um, just like uh, as a backdrop. So like I turn category theory into a constellation or general relativity. So I'm using Euler's metrics to like show the constraints as a coherent framework. And you can even see over here, like there's a profile. It's a canonical baseline profile, so you can see like the score as a geometric compiled like invariant. There's a score, there's claims. You can see there's the mean averages, visibility and distinguishability averages, like the whole thing. Um, Same thing with like and then with category theory, it's a torus, as you can see, it's self-referential, which is by nature of like the logic of category theory, and the same stuff applies. So that's pretty cool. I got a few in there, and this will fill up as I add more. It becomes like a constellation, I have like resonance graphs, so everything is basically meant for like a constant, which there is a constant by the way. So these independent ratios between like prime gap ratios or Lorenz attractors, any sort of logistic mapping or like the what I have it called zero fold oscillator, and the zero fold is just like for it's kind of how to describe it without a bunch of other jargon, but we'll just leave that for now. And so what I can do is if I want to like execute any sort of um, structure, I can either do it with code, and I have like different scripts I can use for that. Um, and it'll I can influence like the output down here and then run it and it becomes a shape. I have a vacuum field that I created. So this is a real vacuum field. Like it's digital, but it's real. And it's for the sake of once again the coherence, but it's the shapes are formed here, so you can kind of like get a first principles idea on like whatever you're building, and this is all custom. I have a terminal for when I want to work on my own systems and try new things. I have a classroom space so I can like learn anything, literally anything. Like I want to learn languages or like real analysis or like trading math, anything you want. I can type in a subject and I have like AI agents that are gonna help me like work through it. It'll create flashcards for when it's time. I have a whiteboard here where I can like write down like mathematical notations and all that stuff, and then it'll output here and it'll also tell me where I'm wrong. I can I can code in different languages like Rust or Python or Java or Go or whatever, and it'll also preview it here and tell me what's wrong, what's right about it, and of course the tutor I mentioned. And then all the agents are located here. Now, I would not recommend hard coding your agents, but I would recommend giving them like specific design roles and having like an orchestrator, and then he can communicate to these guys. But he can also, if you have a brain, like over here, you have all your skills indexed here, and it's also connected to your Obsidian. So, right, so you can have the execution and the projects and the sessions, and everything is connected here, and then it can easily orchestrate between them. And then obviously you can push to GitHub when you're ready or done. So like if you have something you're working on, it's your own private GitHub is sort of like handshake on the back end, and yeah, keep everything nice and tight. This is the first version of this, but yeah, I wanted to show this all. I and I'll show you guys some of the projects. I know people are gonna be like, "You got a quantum simulator?" It really is. It really is. And I can even save the shapes and mint the behaviors that I find. So I'll do some demonstrations on that probably later. But I just want to show you guys what I was working with here.